I haven't done any videos on my channel Live Vegan for a while because I have another channel. It's at Vegan Trove. That's VEGANTROVE, and I'll put that in the comments section that you can join and subscribe to if you wish. Which actually does not only veganism, but as a main topic, but it does other social justice issues that I'm interested in. And please excuse the noise here at the moment. I'm in town and there's a lot of traffic, and I don't have my tripod with me, and I also don't have a proper microphone, so I hope that this is not too annoying, the shaking. And so anyway, as I said, my name's Trish Roberts, and I have a channel, Faint Signals from Vega, which you can find the username is at Vegan Trove on YouTube, and the website is Faint, F-A-I-N-T, Signals, S-I-G-N-A-L-S, from Vega, VEGA.com. So please join that. So anyway, what I wanted to speak about today, which is a very important social justice issue, and hopefully I'll speak about veganism another day, but what I wanted to talk about was the Great Return, which is a very, very large peaceful protest by Palestinians, and it is being met with dreadful retaliation, completely inappropriate and violent by the Israeli apartheid state. And at present there's been about 16 Palestinians killed by 100 Israeli Defense Force snipers who were stationed around to assassinate peaceful protesters. So there's been 16 so far, and there's been hundreds wounded, I think 400 plus wounded, and this is going to be a protest for the next 6 weeks about the dreadful occupation of Palestinians and the brutal apartheid system there. It's beyond worse than the South African apartheid situation at its worst. And to find out more about how bad it is for Palestinians, if you look for the Empire Files with Abby Martin, which is an excellent program, and she has about 5 different programs about Palestine, and you'll find out just how shockingly bad and appalling this brutal occupation is. And really it is a genocide of Palestinians. That is the aim of the Israeli apartheid state, is to wipe out all Palestinians. That is not hyperbole, that is a fact. And the mainstream media sadly presents it as a war and a conflict. It's none of those things. It is an occupation and a genocide. So this dreadful situation for Palestinians today, in particular, I'm speaking about the current situation for the Great Return peaceful protest. There'll probably be many more killed by snipers in this peaceful protest. And just to give you a little idea of what it's like for children, Palestinian children in this apartheid state, yesterday I saw a video of 2 Israeli Defense Force, occupying force soldiers arresting a 3-year-old child, for allegedly throwing stones. That is the mentality, the extreme racism by the Israeli government and the Likud government led by Netanyahu and the Israeli Defense Forces. So that gives you an idea, a little glimpse into what it's like for Palestinians. Imagine that, arresting a 3-year-old child, a 3-year-old Palestinian child. There's a video of it. So anyway, I invite you to please check out the Empire Files with Abby Martin and look for the 5 different programs she has. One of them is a Israeli Defense Force soldier, ex-soldier, speaking about his experience as a soldier in an occupying force, and that's really an eye-opener, and that is directly from someone who was involved in this occupation. So please look at that, and please consider checking out the documentary Killing Gaza, which is by Max Blumenthal and Dan Cohen. I've done an interview on my Faint Signals from Vega YouTube channel, and I invite you to please check out that interview. It was only 30 minutes long. They couldn't stay any longer for that interview, but there was a fair bit covered. So I invite you to watch that documentary, Killing Gaza, and also to check out the interview on Faint Signals from Vega on YouTube. At Vegan Trove is the username, because it's very eye-opening. So please support Palestinians by joining the boycott, divestment, and sanctions movement. That's what ended apartheid in South Africa, and that's what will probably end the worse than apartheid situation for Palestinians. So please support that, and please do your best to disseminate independent media news about what's happening for Palestinians, because that's the only way that the wider public will get to understand what's happening. And they're starting to click on to that because of the incredibly, like if you paid any attention, in 2014 there was Operation Protective Edge, where the Israeli Defense Forces and the Israeli government bombed Gaza, which is an open-air prison, and they killed 555 children and about 1,500, I think, adults during that 2-week period. They were just bombing Gaza. Those people couldn't go anywhere, so it was just like, it was just appalling. And every day is an appalling, terrorizing situation for Palestinians. That's why I implore you to please check out those Empire File programs about Palestine. But anyway, so that's really, I wanted to do a live stream on this channel, so that sometimes live streams break through the censorship algorithms by Google and YouTube, and I'm hoping that that will be the case today. And the Great Return is the name of the peaceful protest by Palestinians. If you share this video, and I hope you will put hashtag Great Return, hashtag Palestine, and do your best to share information, disseminate information, because the only way this genocide against Palestinians is going to end is when the global community steps up, joins the boycott, divestment, and sanctions movement, and also disseminates information, and that goes, because the mainstream media isn't going to do that. Okay, well, thanks so much for watching. My name's Trish Roberts. You're watching Faint Signals from Vega. I hope that if you have subscribed to my Live Vegan YouTube channel, you will consider also subscribing to Faint Signals from Vega at Vegan Trove, as I mentioned, the username, and I'll leave a link to that, because that's where I'm doing all my live streams and vlogs these days. I just think there's as much as veganism, the ethical position is very important to me, and I do live streams on Real Progressives on Facebook, and I'll leave a link to that on a regular basis. But I also do other social justice issues, anti-imperialism and anti-war, because there is no real anti-war movement to speak of, and there's millions of brown people in Western Asia are being killed by them, killed every day by US empire and Western allies, and that's absolutely appalling and has to end. So our oppression of non-human sentient animals is appalling, and if we're not vegan, we're participating in that. So I implore you to go vegan, and you can find my vegan podcast, comprehensive vegan podcast, at howtogovegan.org. Check that out, and that will help you go vegan. And I implore you to also join the anti-war movement, because we're going to end up in World War III the way anti-Russian propaganda is being spread by the mainstream media, and eventually it may lead to World War III, which would be a nuclear holocaust, and no one will survive that. So anyway, please join faintsignalsfromvega.com, and thank you so much for watching. Please support Palestine. Till next time, bye for now.